There is something happening right now inside the Social Security Administration that most American seniors do not even realize affects them. Over 3 million retirees in this country have already received a Social Security increase. Some have received retroactive payments of $5,000, $10,000, sometimes over $30,000 in a single deposit. And yet hundreds of thousands of other seniors who may qualify for the exact same increase still have not received a single dollar. Not because they did anything wrong, not because they missed a form, but because the system was never going to call them and explain. I want you to take a moment and let that sink in. Imagine a former teacher in California, a retired police officer in Ohio, a firefighter in Massachusetts, or a federal worker in Texas who spent 30 or 40 years of their life serving the public. For decades, their Social Security benefit was reduced, sometimes by hundreds of dollars per month, sometimes eliminated entirely, because of two rules called WEP and GPO. Then in January of 2025, those rules were signed out of law. The Social Security Fairness Act passed, and for many qualifying retirees, monthly Social Security checks went up by hundreds or even over $1,000. Some saw their checks go from $1,976 to $3,559, an increase of nearly $1,600 per month every single month for the rest of their lives. But here is what most Americans do not know in 2026. Many seniors who should be getting that increase still are not. Some never applied for benefits in the first place because they were told decades ago that the old rules would reduce their check to zero. Others are still waiting for back payments. And as of this year, a bipartisan group of senators is actively pushing the Social Security Administration to fix the way back payments are being calculated because millions of dollars may still be owed to people who never applied. By the end of this video, you will know exactly who qualifies, who may have been left behind, what the actual numbers look like, and how to find out if your family is owed money. So, before we go any further, if you, your spouse, a parent, or anyone you love worked as a teacher, firefighter, police officer, federal employee, or in any government job where Social Security taxes were not withheld from their paycheck, please stay with me until the very end. This information could mean tens of thousands of dollars to your family. And most people in this exact situation still have not been told. You're watching Retirement Watch, where we explain Social Security, Medicare, taxes, and retirement rules in plain English so you can make informed decisions with confidence. I'm Robert Hale. If videos like this help you feel more prepared and more protected, please subscribe to this channel right now and turn on the bell. The reason this matters so much is simple. The Social Security Administration has been working hard to process millions of cases under the new law. But the system was never designed to chase down every person who may now qualify. The responsibility to verify your situation, to check if you are owed money, to file an application if you never had one, falls entirely on you. That is exactly what this channel does. We take laws like this, break them down clearly, and get the information to seniors before they continue missing money that belongs to them. The retirees who learn about these changes act quickly. The ones who never hear about them never see the money. So please hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and let's walk through everything you need to know about the Social Security Fairness Act in 2026. Let's start with the foundation, because you cannot understand the increase until you understand what was happening before. For decades, two specific rules quietly reduced the Social Security checks of millions of American workers. The first was called the Windfall Elimination Provision, or WEP. The second was called the Government Pension Offset, or GPO. Together, these two rules affected approximately 3.2 million Americans, mostly public sector workers, who spent part of their career in jobs where Social Security taxes were not withheld from their paychecks. This included some teachers in 15 specific states, many police officers, firefighters, federal employees under the older civil service retirement system, and certain state and local government workers. The way the rules worked was harsh. If you spent 20 years as a teacher in California, for example, and then worked another 15 years in the private sector paying into Social Security, The WEP rule would reduce the Social Security benefit you earned in the private sector, sometimes by a small amount, sometimes by hundreds of dollars per month. And if you were married to someone covered by Social Security, the GPO rule could reduce or even completely eliminate the spousal or survivor benefits you would otherwise receive. Many retirees in this situation never even applied for spousal benefits because the GPO would have wiped them out entirely. This is the critical piece. Many Americans were told years or even decades ago, do not bother applying, your benefit will be zero. So, they did not apply, and the system moved on, leaving them with reduced or no Social Security at all. Then, in January of 2025, everything changed. The Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law. The WEP and GPO rules were eliminated, and the law was made retroactive to January 2024. This meant that going forward, qualifying retirees would receive their full Social Security benefit without any reduction from these old rules. And it also meant that some qualifying retirees would receive a one-time retroactive payment covering the months from January 2024 forward. The Social Security Administration began processing these changes in February of 2025. By the middle of 2025, they had completed over 3 million payments, totaling more than $17 billion in retroactive benefits. The agency announced this was completed 5 months ahead of schedule. For many retirees, the impact was life-changing. A retroactive check of $5,000, $10,000, or in some cases over $30,000 arrived in their bank account, often without warning, often with no explanation in writing for days or weeks. In just a moment, I will tell you the specific groups who benefited most and the critical group that may have been left behind. Just stay with me. Now, let's look at the actual numbers because this is where most seniors finally start to understand the scale of what happened. The average WEP reduction that was eliminated by this law was approximately $480 per month. That is the average. Some retirees saw smaller increases. Others saw far larger ones. In specific cases shared publicly by Social Security experts, monthly checks moved from numbers like $1,976 all the way up to $3,559, depending on the individual's work history, the size of their public pension, and other factors. For seniors affected by the GPO, the impact could be even more dramatic. Some spousal benefits that were reduced to zero are now being restored to their full amount, which could mean hundreds, sometimes over $1,000 per month in completely new income for the surviving or married spouse. Now, I want to be honest with you about something important. There is no single flat increase that applies to every retiree. The Social Security Administration calculates each person's benefit individually based on their specific work history, their public pension amount, their earnings record, and other factors. The headline numbers you may have seen, including the example of $1,976 going to $3,559, are real but specific to that individual case. Your actual increase, if you qualify, depends on your situation. But for many affected retirees, the increase is significant enough to truly change the quality of their retirement. Quick reminder before we keep going. If this kind of plain English explanation is helping you, please subscribe to Retirement Watch and turn on the bell. We post new videos every week breaking down exactly these kinds of major updates that affect American seniors in language that respects your time and your intelligence. The retirees who stay informed receive what they earned. The ones who do not often miss it entirely. So please hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Now, let's get to the most important part of this video. Who actually qualifies and who may have been left behind. There are 5 main groups affected by the Social Security Fairness Act. Group 1. Teachers in certain states. Not all teachers are affected. Teachers in 15 states historically did not pay Social Security taxes on their public school employment. These states include Alaska, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Georgia, some districts, Illinois, Kentucky, some districts, Louisiana, Maine, Massachusetts, Missouri, Nevada, Ohio, Rhode Island, some districts, and Texas, some districts. If you taught in any of these states or your spouse did, your Social Security benefit may have been reduced under WEP, GPO, or both. After January 2024, the reductions are gone. If you have already been receiving a reduced Social Security check, your monthly amount should have been recalculated and increased, and you may have received a retroactive payment by mid-2025. Group 2. Firefighters and police officers covered by non-Social Security pension systems. Many fire and police departments across the country, especially in the states mentioned above, did not participate in Social Security. Those retirees may now see significant increases in their Social Security checks and may be eligible for retroactive payments. Group 3. Federal employees under the older Civil Service Retirement System, often called CSRS retirees, who also worked enough in the private sector to qualify for some Social Security, previously had that benefit reduced by WEP. After the new law, those reductions are gone. If you are a CSRS retiree or married to one, this could mean meaningful new income. Group 4. State and local government employees in pension systems that did not participate in Social Security. The specific states and agencies vary, but if you worked for a state, county, or city government and your paycheck did not have Social Security taxes withheld, this law likely applies to your retirement. Group 5. And this is the group that catches almost no attention, but matters the most for this video. Surviving spouses and divorced spouses who never applied for benefits because of the old rules. This is where the situation in 2026 becomes critical. Many people, especially widows and widowers, were told years or even decades ago, do not bother applying for spousal or survivor benefits. The $GPO will reduce them to zero. So they never applied. The Social Security Administration never had a record of them as eligible for those benefits. Under current Social Security rules, when these individuals now apply for spousal or survivor benefits, the retroactivity is generally limited to 6 months before the application date, not all the way back to January 2024. A bipartisan group of senators, including Senators Collins, Cassidy, Cornyn, and Fetterman, has been pushing the SSA to extend the retroactivity back to January 2024 for these individuals as well, because they argue that the law's intent was to make all eligible retirees whole back to the original effective date. As of 2026, that policy review is ongoing. What does this mean for you practically? It means that if you, your spouse, or a parent never applied for Social Security spousal or survivor benefits because someone told you the $GPO would zero them out, you may now qualify. And the longer you wait, the less retroactive benefit you may be able to claim. In a moment, I will explain exactly how to find out if you are one of these people and what to do about it right now. Just stay with me. If you are still receiving Social Security and you think you may have been affected by WEP or GPO before the new law, here is what you need to do. Step 1. Log into your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Review your current benefit amount. If your monthly check increased significantly in early to mid-2025, that increase is likely due to the Social Security Fairness Act. You should also have received a one-time retroactive payment deposited into your bank account on file typically by mid-2025. Step 2. Look for an official notice from the Social Security Administration. The SSA was directed to mail letters to affected beneficiaries explaining the change. If you received a letter, read it carefully. It should explain your new benefit amount and your retroactive payment. Step 3. If you believe you were affected by WEP or GPO, but you have not seen an increase, contact the Social Security Administration directly at 1-800-77-21213. As of 2026, the agency continues to process complex cases. Some retirees with unusual work histories, multiple pensions, or other complications are still being reviewed. Step 4. If you or your spouse never applied for Social Security spousal or survivor benefits because of the old rules, this is the most important step. Contact the SSA and ask specifically about filing an application now. Even though current retroactivity rules generally limit back payments to 6 months, The Senate inquiry mentioned above could potentially change that. The earlier you apply, the earlier your benefit begins. And if rules change in your favor in the future, having an application on file may help. Step 5. If your situation is complicated, or if you believe you are owed more than you have received, consider speaking with a qualified Social Security professional or attorney who specializes in benefits. The cost of a one-time consultation is a tiny fraction of what may be owed to you if your case has been calculated incorrectly. Now, let me bring everything together with a calm checklist you can use right now. Identify whether you, your spouse, or a parent worked in a public sector job where Social Security taxes were not withheld. Common examples include teachers in certain states, firefighters, police officers, federal CSRS retirees, and certain state and local government employees. If any of those apply, log into ssa.gov and check whether your monthly Social Security amount increased significantly during 2025. If it did, you are likely already receiving your higher benefit. Verify whether you received a one-time retroactive payment in 2025, typically deposited into the bank account the SSA has on file. If you did not, contact the SSA directly to inquire. If you, your spouse, or a deceased spouse worked in one of these affected jobs, and you never applied for Social Security spousal or survivor benefits because you were told the $GPO would zero them out, contact the SSA immediately. The longer you wait, the less retroactive benefit may be available. Save every notice you receive from the Social Security Administration about benefit changes. Keep copies. If something looks wrong, you may need that documentation later. If your situation is complicated, consider consulting with a qualified Social Security attorney or benefit specialist who can review your specific case. Some retirees have complex multi-pension situations where mistakes in calculation can mean tens of thousands of dollars owed but unpaid. Share this video with someone you love. A retired teacher, a retired firefighter, a retired police officer, a federal CSRS retiree, a widow whose spouse worked in public service. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is forward someone a video they did not know they needed. These are not gimmicks. These are not loopholes. This is real federal law passed in late 2024, signed in early 2025, and being implemented throughout 2025 and 2026. The retirees who know about this and act quickly receive what they are owed. The ones who never hear about it may never see the money. And now an important reminder. This video is educational only. It is not financial, legal, tax, medical, Social Security, or Medicare advice. Retirement Watch is not affiliated with the Social Security Administration or any government agency. The Social Security Fairness Act and its implementation are complex, and eligibility for retroactive payments depends entirely on your individual situation, including your work history, pension type, and application history. Rules, deadlines, and policies can change. Always verify your specific situation with official sources such as ssa.gov. Call the Social Security Administration directly at 1-800-772-1213 or consult with a qualified Social Security professional or attorney who knows your full picture before making any decisions. If you have made it this far in the video, thank you honestly. The fact that you sat through this entire conversation already puts you ahead of most Americans who may be affected by this law. You are doing exactly what the retirees who receive what they are owed do. You are slowing down. You are paying attention. You are checking the rules before assuming someone else will tell you. That single habit, more than any single piece of financial advice, is what separates a comfortable retirement from one quietly leaving money on the table. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Retirement Watch and turn on the bell. We post new videos every week explaining Social Security, Medicare, taxes, and retirement rules in plain English with the same calm, no-pressure approach you saw today. The retirees who follow this channel stay informed, the ones who do not often discover changes long after they could have helped. And please share this video with someone in your life who could use it, a parent, a spouse, a neighbor, a friend at church. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do for the people you care about is forward them a video they did not know they needed. A short conversation today started by you sharing this video could mean tens of thousands of dollars for someone you love. Before you go, I would like to hear from you. Comment below which group you, your spouse, or a parent belongs to: teacher, firefighter, or police officer, federal CSRS retiree, state or local government employee, or a spouse or survivor who never applied because of the old rules. I read those comments. They help me decide which topics to cover in more depth in future videos, and they help me understand who is watching. I'm Robert Hale, and this has been Retirement Watch. Take care of yourself. Take care of the people you love.